How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about insane, newly minted NFT projects. So, projects that are recently minted that are doing very well at this point of time. Always newly minted projects, it's important to keep in mind they higher risk than established projects. Established projects also have risk, but newly minted ones are definitely higher risk. So important to keep that in mind. But they seem to be doing well as it comes. How's it, Shanana? So nice to see you. Got a cool show for you guys today. So before we jump into the new NFT projects, let's do a bit of a market overview over here. So today so far, and the day's not over, we're sitting on $87 million turnover on OpenSea. Yesterday was 92 million. It does seem like we will exceed yesterday's number. There's about 6 hours left here. So that's really good. And it does look like we're picking up. It definitely does look like we're picking up. If you look about 2 weeks ago, this was the peak. And if you look over now, your peak is over there. So we're definitely picking up. The lowest low here was 50 million a day. And the lowest low we've had in the last week was 77 million, which is really, really great. And with so much coming up, I really do think that we're in for a good April. We have got a lot happening. Bored Ape Yacht Club is releasing their other side. We've got V-Friends, version 2 by Gary V, and a lot more. So I do think we're going to have a good April, definitely a better April than we had in this month in March. If we have a look at ETH, it's really been doing incredible. It's down today about 3%, was sitting at about 3,400 yesterday. So it's down about 2 or 3%, which is normal, a bit of a retraction. Going to be interesting to see whether it finds support at this level, about 3.2, 3.25, somewhere around there, or if it keeps going down. Well, it just went down again. You can't look at it. You can't look at the tiny changes like I just did there. Oh, it just went up. But basically, you want to find the support level and see, is that the new low of about 3.2? And if that is, then sometimes it consolidates over some time, a few days, and then starts going up again. If not, it will start going down again. So no one knows, but yeah, definitely looking good on the crypto markets. And if we jump into OpenSea's top 15 collections of the last 7 days, as far as their turnover goes, we've got World of Women Galaxy with the highest amount of ETH traded in the last 7 days. Floor price sitting at 1.26. I really think that this is a bargain to get into the World of Women ecosystem. And I really do believe that we are going to see this rise. Our first launch project that we're talking about tonight is World of Women Galaxy. We're going to go into it in a lot of detail just after we look at this chart. So I'll leave that for then. Azuki is just continuing to fly. Unbelievable. They did an airdrop today. The airdrop is sitting at over 3 Ethereum. It's called something else or something nice or something, but that's quite incredible. Yeah, I mean, to think this project's 6 to 8 weeks old is crazy. To think that it's been able to grow to the level it has. It's increased in the last week and a half from about it went back down to about 10 and has just soared up again. So that's incredible. We're looking the floor price of a Bored Ape, 111 Ethereum. That's very, very healthy. Floor price of a mutant just under 23 ETH. Imposters, which we covered on the show, great projects by influence in the space, and that's sitting very healthy at a 2 ETH floor that minted yesterday. Actually should cover that maybe next week. We're looking here Clone X sitting at 15 ETH, which is healthy for them. Zombie Club Token, CryptoPunks, Bapeverse, which we're going to cover today as well. Max Payne, which we're going to cover today as well. X copies drop. World of Women is down. It was sitting over 10 ETH, usually after a drop. like they had their World of Women Galaxy drop. Usually after a drop, we do see the main collection go down. Some people that were holding just for the airdrop, meaning they wanted to sell, but they were holding on for the airdrop before getting out of the ecosystem. Other people could have just bought in a few weeks before the drop simply to get the World of Women Galaxy. So that's completely normal, sitting at 8.95. Good buy-in price if you ask me, 25% discount on the week. Doodle sitting at 13.8, holding steady. And RTKFT, the airdrop that you got for holding a Clone X, sitting at 6.1 Ethereum, which is also quite healthy for it. They actually are almost done. They made you jump through so many hoops and quests and whatever. They're almost done. And we're going to see what's in here. No one knows what's in here. They did say the other day that it's not, if you think we just do PFPs, you're sorely mistaken. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's been a long time coming. I'm interested to see what's inside mine. All right. So let's get straight into some news and then into World of Women Galaxy. Big news is that OpenSea has announced that they are going to be launching Solana on the OpenSea platform. The important thing is it's just 20 collections to begin with, 20 notable collections, which is interesting, but definitely very bullish for Solana, because now all of a sudden, even people who are Ethereum OpenSea people and haven't moved over to Magic Eden will be able to purchase on a platform that they're comfortable on, OpenSea, and that's very bullish for Solana projects. We've seen the price of Solana go up about 15% since this announcement, and I think it's good for OpenSea as well. The more different ecosystems they can have on there, the better. So that's really great for the space. And then we had this big news a few days ago, about 2 days ago, that Axie Infinity's Ronin network was hacked for $625 million, which is a huge amount. People think that you're anonymous with crypto, but you're very much not. And I have no doubt that they'll trace these funds. But that's a big one. I mean, that's quite a huge amount of money. And yeah, just shows you how early we are in the space, that this amount of money could be hacked. And always just remember to disconnect from sites. If you go in your MetaMask, you just go here, and you say connected sites, disconnect. Always the best thing to do. All right, let's jump into it, guys. World of Women Galaxy. So let's first just show you some of the artwork. If OpenSea plays games with us, and then we're going to talk all about it. So World of Women Galaxy was a free collection for holders. If you held a World of Women, you got to claim this free. So there were 10,000 World of Women holders. So there were 10,000 people that got to claim these free. Then you had a whitelist of 2,222 people, and those people only paid 0.3 Ethereum. And then you had the public sale. Now, the public sale was a Dutch auction. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not a fan of anyone doing Dutch auctions. I just think, I don't like to sit around for 8 hours waiting for it to get to a reasonable price. But if you look here, there was a huge amount of hype when it was coming out. Obviously, as the supply came up when the public sale happened the day after the pre-sale, so that the high was 2.2 Ethereum. Then public sale came, so there's more supply on the market now. Price dropped to 1.9, sold out quickly. Everyone's bullish. Price went to 2.1, had a reveal. People are getting rid of what they weren't happy with. It went down to 1.7, and now we're seeing it sitting really at what I think is a great entry point of 1.25. There is still going to be about 1,700. That's obviously holders that haven't minted yet, because the total collection size is 22,222. So yeah, still going to be a bit of supply over here. Very impressive to see the ownership distribution, and it keeps growing. It was about 6,000 about 2-3 days ago. So that's healthy. That's good to see. A huge amount of Ethereum traded, which is good to see. There was actually a bit of a hack here, and OpenSea likes to play games. There was a bit of a, not a hack, there was a bit of a trick that you could do, which the opportunity window has closed now. So World of Women said all the traits will be different to your World of Women Genesis NFT, except for think they said close. Was it close? No, it was something with less trades. Just want to see if I can find it. I really don't think it was close. Was it background? It was skin. It was skin tone. It was skin tone. Yeah. Except for skin tone, your skin tone would be the same skin tone that you had from your World of Woman Genesis. So people went here and searched for either Night Goddess or Irradium and were able, before reveal, to pick up these very rare traits. So you can see the floor for these starts at 4.4 compared to 1.3. So it was public knowledge, it was told, but you really, if you were told that originally and you didn't scroll much and you just look here and you see how equal the distribution is, you might not have gone all the way down to see the two rare ones. And that's why people saw that while they were launching, there were sales going on for 5, 6 Ethereum, even though the floor price was 2 Ethereum. So that was not, people were accusing World of Women of leaking metadata. That was not the case. It was just that those people had read carefully the white paper and had realized that the one trait was being taken across. So here's the artwork finally. Thank you, OpenSea. And you see here, listen, everyone can draw their own conclusion. This is specifically the rare ones. I'm scared to go back. I don't think it will show us. But very similar vibe to the World of Woman. You'll notice the backgrounds are quite different. So yeah, a bit different. I think for someone that doesn't hold a World of Woman, it's quite cool because these could be mistaken for a World of Woman. For someone that does own a 10 ETH NFT and they're on Twitter with this as their PFP, they might not want someone who paid 1.25 ETH to have a profile picture that looks like a genuine Genesis World of Woman. So, maybe there's an argument to be had that these should have been more distinct than the Genesis collection. That's up to everyone to decide. I personally, since I don't hold a World of Woman anymore, it's on my idiot list, I think. If not, I have to add it. Let's check the idiot list. There's the idiot list. No, it is not here, people. Alrighty. So World of Woman, I've got a small pencil. 7 World of Woman sold, I think it was about 2 point something. I'll look after the show and update it on our Discord. It's not such an idiot because that sale was what allowed me to buy my Clone X, which I bought at 2.5 ETH and ended up selling at 18 Ethereum. So not such an idiot. I just didn't have enough money to keep my World of Woman, and I sadly had to let her go. But yeah, so that's interesting on that side. What was also interesting is that we saw on this Dutch auction, and it was done on their website over here, we saw this starting at 3 ETH, okay, and barely moving, like literally like maybe 5 sales, not even, and going down to 2.7 and nothing, and waiting 20 minutes or half an hour, going down, and nothing happened. Nothing happened until 1 ETH. When it hit 1 ETH, it went insane. All of a sudden gas shot up to 3,500 Gwei. And you just saw that was the right price. That was the price the market thought it was worth, what they wanted to pay. I think it was silly for them to start at 3 ETH. It's interesting because Bored Ape Yacht Club did a similar thing with mutants. If you were a non-holder, they had a Dutch auction starting at 3 ETH. The difference was Bored Ape Yacht Club's floor price was about 30 Ethereum when they did that. So just by that mass, the right price would have been 1 Ethereum. It would have sold out immediately. They could have just priced it at 1 ETH and not made everyone sit there waiting. But yeah, it went absolutely mad. Also notable to me, and I was quite shocked, was that they allowed up to 20 per transaction. And you could actually do multiple transactions. Now, the reason I say I'm shocked is that that's not usually something that a blue chip project does. Usually they want a higher owner distribution and they cap it at 1 or 2 or 3 max. To see 20, I was quite surprised. And also make of that what you will. But yeah, when it got to that right price, it sold very quickly. I do believe in World of Woman very much long term. They've taken on Guy Alsari recently as their manager. He's the manager for Madonna, but also for Bored Ape Yacht Club. So he knows how to do these things. And typically 99% of the people involved in crypto or NFTs can't afford an 11 Ethereum, a 10 Ethereum NFT. And we're finding that the drops of these notable blue chip projects are a good way to get people into the ecosystem and allow people to be part of this amazing ecosystem. And if you had done this with Bored Ape and Mutant Ape, you'd be sitting pretty now. And I believe World of Women is the same concept as that. We also saw Bored Ape sitting at mint price for weeks and weeks and weeks at 3 Ethereum. You could have picked a Mutant Ape up for months at 3 ETH. So this might be the same, it might not, but definitely long term, I'm incredibly bullish. I expect this to be at a 5 ETH floor in a certain amount of months. I've got no idea how long. There's so much that depends on it. But considering everything, maybe 3 to 6 months, you won't pick one up for less than 5 ETH, in my opinion. Please do your own research. Not financial advice, but I do believe so for a lot of reasons. Similar to what we're seeing with Cool Cats and Cool Pets, all these blue chips launching sub-collections, even on a smaller level like Dead Fellas with Dead Friends, I think it's a great opportunity to get into the ecosystem. Gutter Cat Gang with their, whatever they call it, Gutter Juice, that they launched. If you don't have that 2 ETH to get either a pigeon or a dog or a rat, I would buy into a 0.3 Gutter Juice if you like the ecosystem. So, I'd much rather do that play than mint a bloody 0.3 3D project. The risk is much lower and the upside is there. These teams have been building for a very long time. They already have a huge community and a big name in the space. I personally picked one up, a World of Women Galaxy, on the secondary. I did try and mint it. I couldn't make my gas high enough to get it. I tried to mint it when it went to about 3,500 sold, showing on their website, and I still couldn't get it at all. I upped my gas a few times to quite high, still didn't get it. Transaction failed. I picked one up on the secondary for 1.4. I'm very happy with it as far as what I paid for it, and I'm holding it. I'm not interested. I may sell it at 4 or 5 ETH, yes, but for now, I'm happy to hold it, and I think it's a really safe, good, long-term investment. So that's the first project, guys. Next project I want to touch on is Bapeverse, which a lot of people actually flooded this project in the beginning. I'm not going to go into the reasons for it. I don't think it's relevant. And it sat at 0.3 for quite a while, which was close to mint price. And then a few days sat at 0.3. Next day I logged in, it was 0.6. Next day 1. And now we're seeing this floor price over here. It hasn't revealed yet. If you look at the activity, its highest that it's been is about 2 Ethereum over here. Just want to go back here. So interesting project. Remember that once it does reveal, there's definitely going to be a drop in whatever the floor price is pre-reveal. So if you invested in this just for a flip, the best time to flip it is before reveal. If you invested in this long term, then obviously you might want to hold out for a rare or whatever it may be and not sell it before reveal. If we just jump onto the Bapeverse website, I'll just read you what it says here. All beings of the metaverse, come greet the King of Apes, whose new faces have been unveiled. Introducing Bapeverse, our very own NFT community for our most dedicated Bape fans to access exclusive Bape content in a world of limitless possibilities. Okay, so make of that what you will. If you look at the art, 3D apes, a bit scary to me. Bit scary to me, to be quite honest. If we jump onto the roadmap, phase 1, 10,000 pieces will be sold. The next one, the big day IRL, so in real life event. The next day, the next stage of the roadmap, an exclusive drop. As we explore deeper into the Bapeverse, who knows what we uncover along this journey? Perhaps rare designs may evolve, or you will be granted a key of exclusive access. And then hail to the king. As we bow to the king, embrace yourself, because what comes next will definitely keep you at the edge of your seat. So very basic and non-descriptive roadmap. Team, there's no links or anything here, so not docs. So, if I was reviewing this project performance, I would tell you to stay away, to be quite honest. I mean, there's nothing that I see here that gets me excited. Except for the floor price, to be quite honest, and to think in this sort of market, which is still quite bearish, that it could sell out at such a high mint price and maintain this floor price makes me bullish on it. Other than that, if I was looking at this before reveal, really not my cup of tea at all. I want people to be completely unique and have their own thoughts. And an ape, you cannot do an ape and tell me that you're thinking outside the box, or whatever it may be. The team's not docs. The roadmap is absolutely nothing special. The mint price is high. So very strange to me. I didn't try to do anything on this. I thought it was going to flop immediately. So maybe I'm missing something. I hope I am. But except for the floor price, it's just notable because of how much ETH it's traded and the floor price, but it has to be brought on to our projects that launched last week's show. But not one that I'm interested in at all. We then have a project called Alpha Shocks. Now, if any of you have heard of Chromium, which launched about 2 weeks ago, it's basically very similar, but I'm very, very bullish on this project. So what do I mean like Chromium? So it gives you access to a software, almost like IC Tools. I did mint, and quite honestly, I sold for 3x because I do have IC Tools and various other tools, but I actually might be buying back in. It's on my to watch list, and the main reason for that is because it's quite well known, even though it hasn't been officially launched. But it's almost fact that they're doing a big collab, joining together with Llamaverse. What I would imagine is that, and I don't know this for fact, but like putting two and two together, if you own a Llamaverse, which we actually covered in the show, a great alpha pass, a really great alpha pass, Llamaverse. It's sitting at about a 3 ETH floor, has held its floor, obviously a big investment. There are other good ones. If you're looking for alpha passes, definitely look at that video we did about 2 weeks ago. I go through all of them from 0.1 ETH all the way up. Have a look. But what I would imagine is that Llamaverse is going to give access to the Alpha Sharks software to their community. That's how I imagine that this playing out, which is very bullish for both projects, because if you hold a Llamaverse, you're effectively getting 0.3, just under 0.3 ETH of value. And if you hold Alpha Shark to be exposed to the Llamaverse community, who's known for their alpha and for only picking great projects, is very, very bullish also. So when that is announced, I really anticipate this floor price to at least 2x. I really, really do. Obviously, there's always risk that falls through and doesn't ever get announced. You're still left with something that has maintained its floor price very nicely. Obviously, the bump, when was that? The 30th, so 2 days ago. And here has consolidated. Here it's been dipping a bit. Still a few sales an hour, nothing huge. But I mean, I don't think it's going to go under 0.2 ever in its whole life. And I do think the upside is that it could go to half ETH, even more, when and if this Llamaverse thing is announced. I did have one, so I could log in, and let's see if it shows me, if it lets me click here, if it shows me any screenshots of their software. It looked really good. It looks similar to IC Tools, where you've got your charts, you can put search by projects. It looked like really, really good software, So it says it's got NFT tools, Shark token, holds rewards like whitelists and stuff. But I really wish I could show you the software, guys. No. But you can see here, you'll have your dashboard, sniping, trends, mints, upcoming NFTs, and they're still building a lot more. So if you're looking for, if you're looking for tools, paid for tools, and you want an NFT that I think is going to 2x, right? Not financial advice, then this is really the best of both worlds for you. So that's Alpha Sharks, definitely very, very interesting and a very great project. now we're looking at Max Payne and Friends by Xcopy. Just a bit of background on Xcopy, okay? And this is like an OG in the space, like you have no idea. Like you don't get more OG than Xcopy. All right. He first of all was sending transcripts and requests to galleries that he's got in 2013, begging them to let him sell digital art through their platforms. Okay. From 2013, okay, 9 years ago, Xcopy was seeing what the people in the space are seeing now. And that alone is just absolutely incredible. And he's the only artist that I know of, and I've tried to research, and I can't find any others that started his art career in digital art. So all the other artists that we're seeing, and this is not FUD to any of them at all, but all of them started as physical artists and then went into the digital space. Xcopy started as a digital artist and then went into the physical space. So this is his thing. You do not get a more OG artist in the space than Xcopy at all. He's also been on and is featured on Super Rare, which is very, very difficult to get on. His highest sale of his physical art has been $7 million. But the most famous sale that he had was to of a physical art piece was to Snoop Dogg, who paid $3.9 million for one of his artworks. Okay, he dropped this on Nifty Gateway, which we're seeing is going to happen with Ferocious next week or so. So Ferocious is like a year in the space and following in Xcopy's footsteps. Amazing artist, very distinct also Ferocious, but he's the new kid on the block, right? Whereas Xcopy is really, really the GOAT in the space. And it's, again, not fighting Ferocious. Everyone's got their time and their space. But it dropped on Nifty. Xcopy has had 4 previous successful drops on Nifty in the past, and his artwork is very, very distinct. Just jump on here. So there's also been a lot of talk here about, so he dropped something on his Twitter. Let's just go to his Twitter. Oh, where is it? Yeah. Like a cryptic message saying, you don't think I'm just going to leave it as it is, meaning that like people, we're not mainstream until we see right click save. What he was basically, I want to show you his art on here as well. What he was basically saying is that he plans on these being almost a placeholder for something really, really special to come, one of ones and whatever. And we did see after that announcement a huge spike in the price to 2 ETH, or about 2.5 ETH. They were $1,000, by the way, on Nifty Gateway, just so that you know, which is about 0.3 ETH or somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, I've got this on my to-watch list as far as potentially buying in. It's just to have a piece of Xcopy, who's such an OG in the space. You can't go wrong. And I'm actually less risky these days. I'm less degen, believe it or not, maybe because the market's been so slow. But I'd much rather invest 1 ETH in this than I would in a Baitverse, for an example, or any brand new project which doesn't have a docs team and we don't know what's happening. So just to show you just some of his art and his style, and again, it's very, very recognizable. There he did an MFA, but very, very distinct. Always has these eyes like you've been looking at the computer forever, almost like you're freaking out or buzzing out or whatever they call it when you take too much acid. But very, very cool, very distinct. So nice to see him on OpenSea now. So he did launch it on Nifty, but you can transact through OpenSea here. Can't believe someone accepted an offer of 0.5. I've got to do more offers, guys. That is just ridiculous. I mean, even if you're desperate, just list it at 0.95 and it will sell immediately. Very, very strange. Anyway, a very exciting drop, really exciting, and one that I've got my eye on for sure, and that I would be honored to own. And if I was sitting with more ETH at this stage, there's so many opportunities. This is definitely one of them. And then the last project I want to cover, as far as notable drops in the last week, was the 10K TF Gucci drop. Okay. Now, the 10K TF, so let's just start at the beginning. 10K TF has been around as a project on OpenSea, this particular one, for maybe 7 months. I mean, I'm guessing, but I remember seeing it at about that time ago. Let's have a look here so I don't have to guess. Okay, so it was launched, what's that? September. Okay, so about 6 months, almost 7 months it's been around, okay? And you'll see, I mean, it's never really breached a 0.4, okay, there, but so your high has been your 0.4, your low has been as low as 0.006, okay? And basically what it is you go into Mr. Wagmi's shop over here, and it's a different concept. It's really nice, and you connect your wallet, and he sees the NFTs you have and whether he has anything like accessories for your NFT. So let's connect here. How can I help you? No, I don't want to stake anything. New blanks. No, nothing available. And what it basically is a virtual shop for your NFTs, right? So this was and is revolutionary, and in my opinion, before its time, because, sorry, I'm jumping around, guys, because obviously it hasn't taken off as well as it should have. But you can see here, so he has a month where he drops backpacks, and if you own part of the collab collections, which when he did backpacks was Apache Penguins and Cool Cats and Bored Apes and Mutant Apes. If you own one of those, let's just say 4 collections, there might have been more, you can have your image of your NFT on a backpack, right? And he did the same with socks. He's done the same with shoes. He's done the same with various accessories. Now, I mean, it is before its time. This is the first, like what Nike is going to be doing. They're going to be selling virtual wearables in the metaverse. These guys have been doing it for 7-8 months, right? So I've actually owned a few of these over the time and sold a few of them because I still can't wrap my head so much around owning a pair of virtual shoes, excuse me, that have someone else's cat on them or someone else's mutant on them. I find it weird. I don't know. I'd love mine on here. So when I sold my first mutant, I also sold my accessories with it, and so on. So I think everyone's still trying to figure this out in their mind. But I do believe long term, I'm talking 6 months, a year, 2 years, these are going to be looked at as the OG wearables in the space, digital wearables in the space. And for that, you always have to commend a collection. And like we saw with Crypto Skulls in the recent pump about 6 weeks ago, which was a collection that came out before CryptoPunks even, we saw them pump all the way from 0.5 to 5 ETH when people realized now they've settled down a bit to 1.2 in this market. I think you'll have the same sort of realization and drop of the penny here, that this was the OG collection. So what they did in their recent drop was if you owned Only Force, I think a World of Woman, if I'm not mistaken, definitely a Mutant or a Bored Ape, you could sign up for this or buy one of the passes on OpenSea. A pass was about 1.2 to 1.5 ETH, maybe 1 to 1.5, depending on when you buy it. You then had to use that pass before the drop. Otherwise, it has no use or value. And by using it, you could Gucciify your NFT, whether that be the Bored Ape or the Mutant or the Only Force or whatever it was. And what guys were predicting is that a Bored Ape, Gucciified Bored Ape would sell for at least 5 Ethereum or whatever it would be. So you had these guys buying all these passes, and then either borrowing Bored Apes or they own a few. And it's going to be interesting now to see how it's done. I really hate this OpenSea when it does this. It's like so irritating. I've often said that people give OpenSea too much shit because they're doing a hang of a lot at the same time. There's projects minting now, there's projects revealing now, there's thousands of sales happening. But this not seeing the images really bugs me. Anyway, Only Force, I think you would have been absolutely stupid to use your 1.5 ETH pass to Gucciify under 1 ETH collection. Same with the Toads here, cryptos is a 3 ETH, and that's why you see them sitting on the floor. Looks like a wolf game. I think that's absolutely crazy that someone did under 1 ETH NFT. But look, they've got the Gucci hat, some of them, the Gucci shirt here that says on the World of Woman. That actually looks like quite a good deal there. A World of Woman at 0.9 with a Gucci outfit. Now, similar to what I was saying about his collection of accessories, do you want someone else's World of Woman as yours? So yes, this was done in collab with World of Woman and the other ones and Gucci. So this isn't a knockoff. This is official Gucci World of Woman collab. But still, you know and I know that this isn't the World of Woman genuine. This isn't the World of Woman Galaxy. This is RTKFT Gucci World of Woman. I don't know. Make up your own mind on it. The other thing is that if you own this World of Woman in real life, do you want someone else using your World of Woman but in a pink shirt? I don't know. When they come into a chat and you both got the same PFP, but, I don't know. Don't know so much, but very interesting indeed to me. Here's Apache Penguin. Just as a side note, the Apache Penguin's a bit, I don't know what's going on with them at the moment. Really not. There's been no communication on Twitter for weeks and weeks. And yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I'm a bit concerned about them and what's going on. He looks so cool. He really does look cool. I wonder if any of these have sold, because this is more than the real Apache Penguin. So we'll go have a look now. Here's a mutant at 1.19, which is the cheapest one we've seen so far, unless I missed the picture because of not being able to see them. Let's go into activity. I find the sales very, very interesting. So look, they've done 1,800 ETH in a couple of weeks, which is quite cool. So what's going on? So this is a Bored Ape. So yeah, look, I think a lot of people have been disappointed and were expecting the Bored Apes to go for a lot more. Guys were saying 4 to 5 ETH and buying as many passes as they could find Bored Apes to go with it. I mean, I think he looks so cool with the hat, the glasses, and the Gucci. I really do. But it's a Bored Ape, and I don't know. They're innovating in the space, and I take my Gucci hat off to them. I really do. And who knows, this could end up having value, big value, because of the Gucci name, which is a huge name. I mean, we saw the Super Plastics and the Yankee Haste. They did a collab with Gucci. The floor was at 10 Ethereum. Granted, that was a collection of 555, which makes a huge difference. So actually, if you divide 500 divided by 5,000, you actually get the right floor price, because that was 10 ETH. This is 1 ETH. This is quite interesting. But yeah, so that was another one, a notable one, 10K TF, and their Gucci drop. So very interesting one to keep on your radar. So as you've noticed, guys, and as we mentioned in the previous show, going forward, it is just little old me. So I'm going to be keeping the format that I did tonight. So no matter what the subject is, we're going to be starting off with OpenSea data, looking at the ETH price, looking at the top chart, looking at 1 or 2 news articles of the day, and then jumping into the content of that particular show. We're going to, from next week, be broadcasting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same time, 9:30 CEST. Fridays are going to stay as Freestyle Friday. Morland's going to be joining me, which I'm so excited for. And it's going to be a normal Freestyle Friday. Basically, Freestyle Fridays, we talk to you guys, you in the chat. We can look into any projects you're interested in. We just talk and have fun. Then every Monday, I'm going to do hyped projects. And every Wednesday, I'm going to do projects that were hyped, like we did tonight, that have dropped that week. Obviously, should interviews come and things like that, we might have a surprise broadcast on a Tuesday or Thursday. But every week, guaranteed Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, following the same format that I just described. And then, like I'm going to do tonight, at this stage when we've gone through everything we wanted to discuss, I'm going to jump into the comments and see what's been going on here and say hello to you guys, and then end the show. And yeah, that's going to be how it works from now. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's have a look. Shanana likes my idiot list. Yes, it's in our Discord. All the moves where I could have made at least 10 ETH more that I did make is there. If you're not in our Discord, it's a great place to be. Lots of alpha. If you're watching us on Twitter or Twitch or Facebook or Instagram or anywhere where we're streaming to now, the best place to get our official links is YouTube. Come to our YouTube channel. That's our main channel. Click on official links, and there you will find our Discord and my Twitter and all the rest. Let's have a look over here. Jake says Boss Beauties and Wow Galaxy, same price. Interesting to see. What is a better buy? Jake, that's a very good question. You know, anyone who watches the show knows how much I believe in Boss Beauties and how much I love Boss Beauties. I think that their team is absolutely incredible. I think they under 1.2 ETH last I checked. They were sitting at 2 ETH all day about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they definitely at a great entry price. They definitely are. Jake, I would do a Boss Beauties, mate. I would do a Boss Beauties, and I'll tell you why. Here you have the Genesis collection. So I believe this project has, not financial advice, has huge potential, like massive. And I do think that it could be CryptoPunk's Bored Ape story one day, where the student overtakes the teacher. I think it's possible. This is not probable, but it's possible. And if it does happen, I'm going to find this clip and play it to you. I think it's possible that Boss Beauties in time, over time, could overtake World of Woman. Now, that obviously depends on what World of Woman do right or wrong, what Boss Beauties do right or wrong. But from what I've seen from this team to date, I am blown away. At this price, it is, if you have 2.5 ETH, buy both, or maybe not because they're both woman projects. You might want to, make it different. I would do Metroverse or something like that, maybe a land project or whatever. But I would do the Boss Beauties if I had to choose between the two of them. Because of the reason I said. World of Woman Galaxies will always be capped at maybe 20% of World of Woman's floor. Always, forever. So if World of Woman rises 50 ETH in the next year, World of Woman Galaxy will only be able to rise 10 Ethereum. Whereas if Boss Beauties rises 25 ETH, Boss Beauties will rise 25 ETH, and you will have the full gain of a Genesis collection opposed to a part of the gain in a secondary collection. That's what I would do if I could choose between the two. But it's very difficult because obviously World of Woman is much more established than Boss Beauties in the space. Boss Beauty's still been around for 4 months or so, but World of Woman's been around for 8, 9. They're almost as old as Bored Ape. So very difficult, but 51% of me would do Boss Beauties. 49%, that's how close it is. So not an easy call at all, and really a great question. Thank you for that. Shanana is using Shark right now. How is it? Is it good? Tell us if it's good. And Shanana is also saying Llama is a partner in Shark, and Shark will get their Alpha Discord too. Okay, so it's working both ways there. Thank you for clarifying. And then we've got one more thing that looked interesting that I really want to look into. JR says NanoPass is taking off. Just didn't have the FUD. Almost 4 ETH. I have one, guys. I like to sell the pubs. NanoPass. I know they've got a drop coming out soon, but still 4 ETH. Guys, if it's 4.5 ETH, I'm selling now. I'll put it listed at floor. 3.99, 4.15. Wow. Yeah, 2.5 ETH yesterday or the day before. Okay, so let's have a look here, guys. Wow. I mean, look at that. Well, that's all the same buyer, though. At 4 ETH, that must have been like a Genie swap or something like that. 3 hours ago. It's definitely pumping. So this is what I would, let's close all this stuff. I would then jump onto IC Tools if I'm looking to either buy or sell this collection now. So I would jump onto IC Tools, type in Nano. Sure, they should be here if they're doing so well. All right, whatever. NanoPass. Check nanopause. And these charts are always very, very, very telling. Let's do it. 1 hour is not much. Okay, so there we saw the person that bought all of those that I said I think was a genie sweep. And then we've had one sale since. Let's go to 1 day to just try. Yeah, it's definitely trending up very, very much at the moment. That's interesting. We look at this chart over here as well. So this is based on the sales floor. Wow, it almost touched 5 ETH. That's crazy. And now it's consolidated a bit, found support, and almost at 4 ETH. We've seen that big pump. That's just that one sale at 7 sales. That's the 6 that we saw with the sweep. Yeah, it's definitely for a project with this type of floor, it is pumping. So where do I list mine? Let's have a look here. Sorry, wrong one. I'm definitely thinking about listing very seriously. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until it gets to about 4.5. So I think under this 4.4, I think in between here, guys, 4.35. Fuck it, let's do it. 4.35. I've got so many metaverse projects. I've got NFT Worlds. I've got World Wide Webland. I've got Grey Boys. I've got Stuxverse. I've got Marvia Land. I'm overexposed. So I paid 1.24 ETH for this, which is what I'd love to take the gain. Seriously. It's not fudding at all. I believe in the project, but I know when it's pumping is the time to sell, guys. Look, I could be wrong. It could go to 10 ETH, in which case I'll put it on my idiot list. Oh, don't say 0. Shit. 4.35. Is that what we said here? I want to double check. I remember we did say that. 4.35 for 7 days, complete listing. I'd be happy if it sold to make a 3 ETH profit. I've been wanting to take a little bit out of the metaverse plays. I'll tell you why. An arcade is launching tonight. That project from the guys who did the game for Bored Ape Yacht Club. That's launching tonight. Another metaverse project that I think is going to do very well. Which I could get into for 0.25 and have the opportunity for it to go to 1 ETH. But the other thing is that this other side launch that's going to be happening from Bored Ape themselves in the next couple of days. They said something about the snapshots tomorrow or something. That worries me as far as being a holder of other metaverse projects. It really concerns me, to be quite honest, because if I'm NFT Worlds or World Wide Webland or Metaverse or any of them, I don't want my competitor to be the guys who just raised $450 million valued at $4.5 billion, valuing them at their company at $4.5 billion. I don't want to. I said it in one of the other shows. It's like me with my lemonade stand and Coca-Cola comes and opens a retail outlet right outside the place where I've got my usual lemonade stand, right? So I have been wanting to de-risk a bit, but I haven't seen a good opportunity to get out of any of them. So I do think with a pump like this might be the opportunity. It might not sell, but it might. So there it is, guys, and I will let you know tomorrow what happens. Let's see if there's anything else. JD, JR. I'm happy for it to sell. I really am. I'm happy for it to sell, especially at this time. I've been buying a lot of projects, trying to time the bottom. I'm out of ETH. I'd love to get another blue chip or whatever it may be. Let's just see activity on if there's been any other sales. Now I'm going to be living on this page. You know, I'm not sure that it's going to sell straight away. People are going to get wind that it's pumping. This was all one person. But if we go to, there's like 2 sales an hour. Yeah, there was 1 sale, 2 sales 3 hours ago, 1 sale 4 hours ago, 4, 5. Okay, it was pumping there. 1, 2, 6 or 7 sales at that stage. Let's see. Going to be interesting. It depends how diamond-handed the community is. I'm not a good example, but with this owner ratio, that's a good owner ratio. So it's not easy to manipulate the floor price, right? So yeah, hopefully it does sell. I'd be happy for it to sell, guys. Let's see what Dickinson says. Dickinson's my friend. Nice to see you here. World Wide Web land is sufficiently different style to keep on going, hopefully. Yeah, I agree. Look, I think each of these projects will have their niche. You know, NFT Worlds is also very different. If yes, they're based on Minecraft, right? But they allow you to develop a huge space that you own while staking it, right? So you can get double value and renting it. But we've seen a lot of buy-in from other projects, and that's not going to like fall away straight away. And we don't know where the other side is going to allow third-party bulls to the extent that we've seen on NFT Worlds, not allow, accommodate, like make it as easy as it's been. So we're not sure about that, which is number one. And number two, we don't know how big each piece of land is in the other side, the drop coming from Bored Ape Yacht Club. We do know that NFT World's land is the size of the entire sandbox. So that's a huge bullish point. They also have their world token. Obviously, Ape has got their Ape token sitting at 10 times the floor price of Worlds. So Worlds at about 0.2, and Ape coin, I mean, it's fluctuating, but about what, 0.15? Sorry, 0.15 dollars. So okay, maybe 8%. Interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm just saying, if I've got so many different worlds, I'd like to get I like to have different brackets. I want to have a little bit in art projects, a little bit in metaverse projects, a little bit in P2E, a little bit in PFP projects, like an Invisible Friends is a good one, or that sort of stuff. Apache Penguins was a good one. Lazy Lions, another PFP, right? I like to have a bit of everything. I think I've got too much in one basket with my metaverse, even before the Bored Ape launch that is coming so quickly. With this launch coming in a few days, I just think it's a good time for me just to de-risk a bit out of the metaverse plays in general. So if I saw NFT Worlds now at a 25 ETH floor, because their high was 20 ETH, I would sell that now just as easily as I sold this. This is the highest I've ever seen this project, and I've been in it for 6 months, guys. So I think it's a good time. Get out when it's high and not when it's at the bottom. So I'm quite happy if it does happen. Let's just refresh and see the floor price. Now I'm nervous. See, I'm not so sure. We'll see. We'll see if it sells. So that's interesting. Let's see if we've got anything else here. So you minted funky fungi, but then undercut the floor, selling for a loss. Can you explain the logic? That's hilarious. AK, are you from the funky fungi team? Let's answer that first, and then I'll answer your question. To be honest, I can't even remember the project. So I'll have to look back with you and see. I meant a lot of projects today. I must have seen something that spooked me. Did it sell out? Was that the one that hasn't sold out? Maybe that's your answer, my friend. Let's have a look. Funky fungi. Seems to be doing well. The 5,000 minted. Wouldn't say I undercut the floor. I listed at floor, but I'm entitled to do what I want. Very good. It did sell out. Floor price 0.02. I'm sure I did better than that, and that's probably why I did it, my friend, because I saw that it was going to go there. All right, next question. What do I think of Small Bros in the recent collab? So I was quite bullish on Small Bros. And then there's been like so much FUD recently already with a new collab. I mean, they were sitting nicely, I think, at 0.2, and they 0.05. I was really quite excited. I don't know that a new project, 0.06. I don't know that a new project's gonna struggle more to recover from huge FUD than an established one. And a new project already has risk factors associated with it. So when you double that risk, I've had it on my radar. So I didn't mint it, and I haven't bought it on the secondary. I had it on my radar, and then I still haven't pulled the trigger here. So I'm just It's a new collection already, did well, sold out, good owner ratio, sat at 0.2. I was quite bullish, had this FUD that's really brought it down. So the question is, do you want the double risk of a new collection, number one, and one that's had quite a lot of FUD quite quickly after mint? I don't know so much. For 0.59, I think it's probably a punt worth taking. If I wasn't collecting ETH at the moment, I really want to get either a cool cat or a gutter cat or really a blue chip. So I'm really collecting even small amounts of ETH at the moment, which also answers my fungi friend. If I made a profit, I saw an opportunity to make a small profit, and if I made a loss, I got scared about something and got out. It's nothing personal to any project. As I can show you, I've got, and I'm in no way saying anything. I'm just saying I've got over 700 different NFTs. I'm just working purely on mathematics. There's nothing personal with anyone. I'm just looking at it, and often I'm wrong, and the idiot list will show you where I'm wrong, but often I'm also right. And if I get spooked and I want to get out of a collection, I'll go in 0.001 underfloor, no problem, all day. Just as if I want to get into a collection, I'll pay 15 ETH and get into it. So it's all just really nothing personal. It's pure looking at different stats and things like that. So please don't take it personally, person who works for Funky Fungi. And I hope your floor price does recover from 0.02. All right, guys, it's been an interesting show. Yeah, I've taken all the comments. As you can see, I'm not one to shy away from any comments. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And tomorrow, Freestyle Friday with my friend Morland. Thank you, guys. Ciao.